let's talk about the Beast Games. Season 1 of the Beast Games has finally come to a close. Can you believe it? What a show! The challenges, the drama, the heartfelt moments all boils down to this. But today, we're gonna talk about none of that. I mean, well, kind of. We're gonna talk about the drama, the tea, the best part of every show, the bad guys. We will now be ranking the villains of the Beast Games from least shocking to most shocking. Before we get into this, I am just giving you a quick spoilers alert. We will be spoiling a lot. If you haven't watched the show, then don't watch this. Bookmark it and then come back. Love you. Mwah. Thank you, ma'am. Also, note, when I say villain, think more antagonist. You know, protagonist, antagonist, the person who creates friction, opposition. Think more in that way. I'm not calling anyone actually evil. Okay, this is for fun. Calm down. Let's start with number 7, Player 379. Now, Player 379 doesn't really get much plot line, and that's mainly because they only lasted like 3 episodes. And even in those episodes, we barely even see them. I will add the caveat, they could potentially be shown in the Beast Games episode on YouTube. But look, I just watched an entire season of Beast Games, took notes, dictated, got clips, so you can forgive me for leaving out the YouTube special, all right? The reason I picked Player 379 is because they had one of the most hilarious moments on this show. They really did stick it to their fellow contestants. They said, oh, hell no. So basically what happened is that him and his fellow teammates, 2 other people, were trapped in these pods, for lack of a better word, where someone had to self-sacrifice themselves that the other 2 could go on. So they basically decided they were going to play a game, and that's how they decide who is going to do the sacrifice.
Can't even see it. White walls. Makes it harder. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm out.
Are we fair?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Did they graciously lose? Of course they didn't.
Actually, no, I lied. Hey, bam, we're all gone.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead ass.
Player 379 said, bitch, please. Hey, bam, 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 we're all gone. Dude.
That's so up.
I know. And it's on TV as well.
I swear, I was dying laughing. It's over for all of us, bitch. We're all going home. What a line and what an asshole. I love it. And you know what? He wasn't wrong. They were all gone because no one decided to sacrifice themselves at the end. So the entire pod got eliminated.
What just happened is not okay. No matter what, you are a loser because you lost this game.
Shout out 379. You made it to the list. Along those same lines of betrayal, we get to our next villain, Player 898. Now, Player 898, who I have termed Kanye West in resemblance only, this man was also very funny to watch. This one, I did call, because you could just tell, you know, like, you know, when you just see someone and they just have that aura, you could tell that he has a I'm a fuck you aura. You know what I'm saying? We honestly didn't get to know him too much. He was only in the show for 1 episode, but did he make himself stand out?
Got it. I think we're going to the city.
We good. This ain't changing nothing. Yeah, we good.
The pure shock on that lady's face after he betrayed his whole team, that moment will never leave our minds. The funny thing about this character is that he really built himself as a team player. He's cheering, don't touch the button. Hands in your pockets, Gary. No one move. And yet, like good old Jimmy said,
Everyone has a price.
that poor lady, she had so much trust, and that man juked the f out of her. Give me that money. But you know what? I guess good for Ye, because at the end of the day, he couldn't stay, but he did leave with 100K. From this point on, we're going to be discussing villains that actually have plot lines. These are the characters that lasted long enough for us to actually be shocked. Really? Except for these 2. No one was actually shocked by them turning out to be assholes. I don't know their names, but I do know their numbers, and that is 406 and 520. 7. Now, these players were actually disliked from the beginning. We didn't really get to see them too much in the first episodes. We saw some cheering and a heartfelt moment of this guy, I think it was 406, who was sad that, you know, some of his fellow contestants were leaving that he had friendships with. But in episode 3, they showed their whole ass.
Because here's the thing. Right now, your decision is going to result in all 3 of us leaving. That means you're guaranteed to leave.
I'm not gonna break.
And exactly, you stood up for yourself.
And I know you're stubborn, I can tell you're stubborn.
You stood up for yourself.
If I go down, I'm going down together.
You're negotiating your demise. I'm gonna say it one more time. The point that you are making is you are negotiating your own demise.
We gotta see the true nature of these brothers. Quite frankly, you could probably take a lesson from them about manipulation and gaslighting, because my stars, oh good lord, that poor girl got. She got had. They chewed her up and spit her out. She did not face a chance against those 2 boys. Similarly to 379, the brothers were in their own separate pod, fighting for their right to stay in the game against this lady. I don't know her number. And someone had to sacrifice themselves or else the entire pod was eliminated. What was their solution?
Game again?
It's just gonna be us 2. Whoever gets lower.
And you're not doing it? 3, 2, 1.
I told you I'd do it.
And in this game, she ultimately ended up losing and self-sacrificed herself. So the brothers ended up moving forward. I honestly don't think that in itself is what made people dislike this group so much. I think part of it was the reaction after this girl done got had. They were kicking and giggling their way out that room. I can't believe we got her. How did she fall for it?
They laughed and said, I can't believe we got away with that.
I'm a genius.
Dude, like, they didn't even keep it on the low. This poor girl's crying her eyes out and they're like, see ya, bitch. Controversial. I don't actually feel bad for her. She needed to have 379 spirit, all right? Crash out. No one's leaving, bitch.
Bam, we're all gone.
We're all going home. But don't worry, because they actually didn't last much longer. After word spread about their manipulation and their reaction to how they got that girl out, they put a target on their back, a very large one. The youngest of the duo actually got manipulated after this trivia challenge. She got a question wrong, which, by the way, I question everybody's tactic during that game. Why did they pick the lowest scoring person on like the IQ test thing to go against? That doesn't even sound right. This wasn't a physics test or a math test. It was a general knowledge trivia challenge. Don't underestimate what us dumb people on TikTok know. We know a bunch of random things. Anyway, let me force myself to get back on topic. So 406 ends up having to face off the person who's been gunning for those brothers to leave, aiming for him the entire time. Actually, since they found out, but you know. Y'all get what I'm saying.
You're questioning their ethics in the cubes.
Yes.
We're going home, Maddie. You understand that, right?
I'd rather know I gave it a shot to take him out. If I go home, it's totally okay.
With 18, which NBA team has won the most?
LA Lakers.
No,
Boston Celtics.
it is the Boston Celtics.
Go on. I want to eliminate. I've had a mission since I got off the island.
Whoa.
I finished that mission.
And with that, the duo was eliminated and a hero was born.
Take that.
Or so we thought. After the high of eliminating the most sought after character to get rid of, player 539 showed how cutthroat he could actually be. But it was surprising to see how quickly he rose and how quickly he fell. Didn't have much development in the beginning of the episode, but after the defeat of the brothers, it cemented his place in this game. He was the guy you could trust.
I trust Akira, if I'm being honest. You took out the Habibis. I trust Akira.
His peers put a lot of trust in him. That turned out to be a horrible mistake. Why? Well, you see, in literally the next episode, Akira showed his true intention. In that episode, a player had to be selected by the group, and Jimmy made sure to state, make sure it was someone you trust. However, no one actually knew what the challenge was going to be. So everyone said, Akira, he took down the brothers. He's the most trustworthy. We trust him. So he was selected and had to face literally the trolley
The
problem.
rules of this game are very simple. On the red tracks are 3 contestants. On the yellow track is your brand new Lamborghini. The train has to go down one of those tracks.
He had to choose between his 3 less favorite contestants or a Lamborghini. Which one would you pick? I know, we all know the obvious answer. Friends come and go, but a Lamborghini, that's the main hoe. The entire group of competitors didn't believe he would select the Lamborghini. They're like, of course he's going to pick the player.
I don't think he would screw anybody
I don't think
over.
he's gonna eliminate him.
He's an honorable player.
Which was a reasonable assumption based upon his previous behavior. And while Akira played very fair, he didn't, connive his way into anything. But his intention wasn't the same as the other player. Akira wanted to make sure that he cemented his friend's position in the competition. And so the reality situation was, look, it's either him or you. So Akira said, people have to go. So you gonna have to go. So he let them go. But following the trend of this show, no good deed goes unpunished. The entire competition thought this was an easy choice. But after Akira picking 2 times to get rid of so many players, the trust for him was lost. This man was immediately eliminated after, along with the person he was actually trying to protect. A quick rise and a quick fall has cemented Akira, player 539, as villain number 4. Now our next villain is actually truly shocking. I think this is one of those ones that really did blindside a lot of people. Meet player 830 or Dino. Dino picked up steam pretty quickly in this game. We had a friendly introduction, lots of camaraderie, just good vibes going on. And then the big decision. Dino was one of 4 people who turned down $1 million. Yes, you heard me. $1 million to save the rest of his team from being eliminated. He better than me, because their asses would have been cooked. $1 million is $1 million, all right? It is what it is. I literally wouldn't think twice. Like, call me player 527, because I'm L dancing on them bitches before I hit that button. But not this man, not this hero. He turned down that money.
Taking it? Is he taking it?
What?
Oh my God. You guys mean more to me than that screen.
The offer is off the table. 4 of these captains rejected a
And this is exactly what got to his head. This man was able to coast through the show relatively well after. People trusted him. They felt like he had moral integrity and that he was reliable. And they said, you know what? This is our guy. But like anything, when you abuse power, when you let things get to your head, you start to see a fall. And that's what happened. During the trolley problem, the audience was able to see how Dino was actually playing this game. He literally, during the trolley problem, was telling Akira to pull the switch. Unfortunately for him, the rest of the players started to catch on to this nature as well. See, Dino was trying to protect himself from being on the chopping block, which, I mean, of course, fair enough. Everyone would try to protect themselves in the scenario, but it happened to rub everybody the wrong way.
Ready to step up, baby?
To step up?
Be captain?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, it seems like it's a bad choice, typically.
Gage?
Doesn't seem like a good option.
You ready to be coach? Coach JC? Nope.
So he lost a lot of trust and support immediately.
I don't trust Dino.
After a failed vote, this man was packed up quickly. He didn't put him on the chopping block. And in desperation to save himself, he pulled a Hail Mary.
We need 1 more person on yellow and 1 more person on red. But instead of 830 picking, we're gonna let the 2 of you choose who joins you on the tracks, starting with 380.
Jazz, would you join me?
They packed him up anyways. GG's. Ba-ba-ba-bam.
Hey, bam, we're all done.
Dude, I swear, there's just so much use out of that clip. Sad for the girl, by the way, because she really was just collateral damage, because that guy was, he was hoping, he said, please don't send us home. This your homegirl, right? She got packed up too, damn. But you know, the game's the game. This is what happened. It's the Beast Games, baby. What did we learn, boys? When in doubt, be out and take the $1 million. This particular contestant, I think, was almost the most shocking of all. The turn for this character was absolutely insane. No one could have called this. This player was player 556. Now, player 556, or JC, started the game out incredibly likable. You could tell that he just wanted to have a good, fair game. He cared about how the game was played. Of course, he wanted to win. He wanted to win the $5 million, but he wasn't willing to screw people over to win it. And everyone else could respect that about him. He was an overall stand-up competitor. Even when his good old boy Dino was on some bullshit, JC is one of the most vocal people who called that man out. He tore into his ass.
I do not respect your last move, bro.
You should have chosen someone that you knew and that you confide in. I'm sorry, Dino. That's just the way I feel. You chose her to save yourself. And it contradicts what you did before.
Exactly.
And to the viewers, that just made you like him even more. Now, I will say, I did find his point stupid. He's like, you should pick someone you rocked with the whole time. Of course you wouldn't do that. Why would you sacrifice someone you were close with to possibly be on the chopping block with you? Like, of course you wouldn't do it. That was a dumb point. But I respect the sentiment. With all of this goodwill built up, it made what happened next jaw-dropping. The remaining 10 competitors basically had the ability to take however much money they wanted out of a $1 million stack of cash. The idea was that each of the competitors would take their fair share, $100,000 apiece. But not Mr. Greedy JC. He decided to do what he had to do.
I'm gonna have a target on my back, but I'm not guaranteed the $5 million either. I want to leave something for Emma.
So what do you think at 566? How much are you taking for yourself?
I'm gonna take $650.
Whoa! Okay.
JC, I trust more than anyone in here.
This man basically said, Yoinkies, give it all to me. I'm taking it. And by the way, I can't really blame this man, because would you turn down a check like this?
Yes, I did that. And you would do it too for a check.
That's so much money. Like, it is what it is, brother. However, with the previous conversation, it just came off incredibly hypocritical. He cared so much about playing the game until the money was in front of his face and he said, hey, that's $600K though. The competitors had some words about it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I had to put my family first.
We all have family. How much?
Tell us what you got. I took $650,000.
You know, I stand by my decision. I was just really surprised, especially after what you said the night before. That was a shitty thing to do.
It's a different scenario.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it's a very different scenario.
That's called rationalization.
It's just hard for me because by trying to get back at some people, you got back at the others.
Something that really bothered me though was the crying. Like, realistically, you did hold them. You chose your family over them and their families, which I'm not mad at. I think realistically in this world, while we would all love to be friendly and do the equal split, all of us are going to take care of our families first. It's just the reality of the world we live in. And that's fine. But like, what's all the tears? Like, you yoinking that a lot of clarity, and then when you had to sit in the piles of money around you, tears. Oh, what did I do? You made yourself almost a millionaire. Congratulations, buddy. We all wish to be you. Oh. But anyways, I was like, the tears. Plus, if anything, the other people should be crying because you just robbed them. And what did the end people get? Like $3,500 or something like that? Yo, they got screwed. But you know me. I couldn't be mad at JC for very long because this man proceeds to do one of the funniest things ever. Crash out.
I may seem like the enemy because of the decision I made, and I'm not the enemy. Puppet Master Patrick, his sidekick Jeff, Gage, and me. We are part of an alliance that I'm not sure you guys have been seeing, but I'm here to tell you it's real.
Yeah, we've got a strong alliance. He does the math, I do the sleuthing, he does the social, he does the wisdom. I mean, we know who the targets are.
I swear to you, I was giggling. My Lord, this man really said, it. This man rounded up the entire group of people and said, hey, since you hate me, hate us. This man really said, we going down together, bitch. And you know what? I mess with it. This man said, you, your pockets, and this alliance. Gangster. Now, of course, as usual with the theme that you're starting to pick up with the villains, they end up losing. And that's what happened to this man. This man got eliminated, obviously, because look, he has 600K. It was what it was. The only thing funny about the elimination was right before it, he did end up calling someone greedy for wanting a substantial amount of money to vote for him.
The event that you wanted me to vote for you, you'd have to give me $150,000.
$150,000 is what you're asking.
Yes.
Did you hang up on her?
Yes. Is she out of her freaking mind?
That's besides the point. Now, it is time. It is time for the final villain. The most shocking of the shocking. That is player 831. I know, you're like, what are you talking about? Yes, the winner of the Beast Games. This player was the most shocking. He played fair, but he played with so much strategy. This man flew under the radar for most of the show. No one suspected him, but he was making alliances, using underhanded manipulation tactics, and at the end, a little bit more of an intimidation strategy as well. Player 831, or Jeffrey, used basically every strategy of the previous villains, but it actually worked this time. I think why he won was also because no one really saw it coming, except the audience. We saw all the tea. Jeffrey came off initially as an incredibly likable person. This was just some sweet dad trying to earn money to conduct research to understand and find a cure for his son's uncurable disease. Which when I saw this, it was like, dang, if someone's gonna win the money, I hope he wins the money. Even though I'm not a parent, I couldn't imagine being a parent and having to watch your child struggle and not really be able to help them how you want to help them. There's just not the answers for this problem right now. My heart always goes out to things like this. Hopefully with this money, they're able to help fund research to cure an uncurable disease. But anywho, that was a lot of words for me to say that he was one of the two characters in this game that we really got to see and get to know more about them and why they're at the show. We see the heartfelt story, the camaraderie, just a lot of respect for him amongst his peers. You didn't start to see a lot of his tactics more overtly until the end. And that is what earned him the #1 slot. He's the one you didn't see coming. He had the best strategy and it pulled him through to a win. A great example of this was that ball throwing activity. So basically the idea was you had to throw a ball in one of your fellow contestants' tubes, and if the ball went into the tube, the player would be eliminated. Simple. You watch him help plot against one of the competitors, which isn't really the interesting part. The interesting part was him manipulating the player next to him.
Just letting you know, it sounds like everybody wants to go after Yessie.
Okay.
Okay, she can't, she's having a hard time throwing. So I think we're all just gonna go after her, okay?
974.
You watch this man get someone to agree to something by giving a fake authority like others agreed to it when no one else agreed to it, to get her to agree. So he basically just took control of the entire game at that point. We see this again in the same episode, but I don't really feel like rehashing the same point, so it doesn't matter. But again, we see this pattern that in the last episode, he really starts to take control of the game. And at the very end, this is when it became really apparent that this man was here to win his final battle against T. I don't know her number. This is the player that he's been with since the beginning, which just made it so shocking to watch how the finals went down. You see him jump immediately to a demeanor we haven't seen this entire show. In this game, the goal was to hide the check in one of the 10 cases, numbered 1 through 10, out in front of them on a table. But the idea was that one player would hide the check and the other one would have to guess which briefcase the check is in. If you were able to guess where the check was, you win the $10 million. Bada bing, bada boom. But this man's whole demeanor changed.
5 is an interesting number.
Is it?
Yeah.
This was crunch time for him. He was on his I'm about my business timing. It honestly felt more like intimidation. He was more sure. He was more direct. A little bit more, for lack of a better word, I'm saying it was a lot more of an aggressive gameplay, but I don't mean aggressive negatively, more to the point. I feel like partially why he did this was to throw T off her game a lot more because no one has seen this side of him really. It's a shock to all of us. We're all like, whoa, where'd this come from? And I think he partially used this to gauge her reaction to guess what case the check was in. And defying all the odds, he pulled out the W. And you know what? Congrats to him. but that's what earned him #1 on my list. Now, you already know it wouldn't be a Lev video without some honorable mention. Let's rapid fire some of the other ones who could have made the list but didn't. Player 455 in the self-sacrifice, pod challenge.
Both selfish. I was like, I'm not gonna let them win. That's it. You're a child. I keep forgetting both of you are 20 years old.
Along with 352 for crying for so long that she got her entire team eliminated.
You guys were 4 seconds too late. I'm so sorry, guys.
976 for messing up the count during the ball dropping challenge.
She came up with an idea to sabotage the other players.
17, 14, 13.
And 991 for picking her.
I don't know you as well as I should, but your character speaks volumes. And you're not defined by a single decision.
That's wild.
That was the one she was sabotaging other people.
And also for some other reasons, but I really just don't even want to get into that conversation, so we're gonna let it go. 543 for taking more money than he should have.
How much?
I took 223.
232 for selling out his entire team.
No, we're not doing it. Nothing. Is there a number? Hey, wait, what?
Somebody took the 20.
And Walter are doing the same thing.
I feel bad for those guys, but
If you just don't turn around, they don't exist.
yeah, that's kind of the mindset that I'm going
I thought he was hilarious, but he does earn a spot on the list. And that's it from me, folks. Let me know, do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Would you add someone? Would you remove someone from it? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, how did you like Beast Games? I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was really good, actually. And remember, just like I said in the beginning, this really is all for fun. Don't harass anyone. Congratulations to Jeffrey on winning $10 million. And congratulations to the real winner of this game, the IRS. What did they get, like $5 million of that? And you know what? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.